All right. Kankles McTaco Tits, who we refer to as Kanks, is the demented, frail, falling apart at the seams, unfortunate president of the United States. Is ruled by very evil, dangerous, diabolical, weak nations. One of these is Russia. And every single time you turn around, Vladimir Putin has Kanks's balls right in his hands. And here is a video right here of what I would just call pro-Russia USA. And remember, the Republican Party was all about national security several months ago. Play the clip.
Yeah, Friday, you said you had a cordial meeting with President Zelensky. During that meeting, did you tell him he needed to cede all of the Donbass region to Russia?
No, we never discussed it. We think that what they should do is just stop at the lines where they are, the battle lines. You have a battle line right now. The rest is very tough to negotiate. If you're going to say, you take this, we take that, there's so many different permutations. So what I say is they should stop right now at the battle lines. Go home, stop killing people, and be done.
What do you think should happen with the Donbass region then?
Let it be cut the way it is. It's cut up right now. I think 78% of the land is already taken by Russia. You leave it the way it is right now. They can negotiate something later on down the line. But I said, cut and stop at the battle line. Go home. Stop fighting. Stop killing people.
What do you think?
Okay, these are Putin Kremlin talking points that Kanks is reinforcing for Vladimir Putin. Zelensky wanted Tomahawk missiles. Everybody agreed we should give Ukraine Tomahawk missiles. Kanks called Putin and said, hey, the guy you're in the war with wants me to give you Tomahawks. What do you think? And Kanks says, he didn't really like that idea very much. This is unbelievable. If a Democratic president was this weak, this frail, this demented, this beholden, this compromised by a corrupt war criminal, murderous dictator like Vladimir Putin, they would impeach him, period.
And they should. Here's the deal. I would be for that. The two things that stuck out to me on this issue were, number one, that's just surrender for Ukraine. That's all that is. Just give them what they already have. That's surrender. And number two, calling and saying they want me to order missiles and he doesn't like the idea. The art of the fucking deal. Now we know why he bankrupts everything he touches. He is a terrible deal maker, negotiator, whatever.
Well, and further, what everybody needs to understand about Vladimir Putin is this won't be enough. If this ended it, if Ukraine ceded this, then he would move the goalposts because Vladimir Putin does to Kanks what Kanks does to Republicans. He does the humiliation exercise. He has some compromising information on Donald Trump. There's no question about it. And every time Donald Trump steps out of line, Vladimir Putin shot collars him. And so he's trying to get him to get Zelensky to do this deal. And he's not going to stop. Dictators don't stop. Murderous dictators don't stop. War criminals don't stop. And the president of the United States is compromised, number one, by the Jeffrey Epstein files. Number two, by Vladimir Putin. Number three, by Bibi Netanyahu. And all of these national security tough guys are parading around the military saying, hey, we don't want your fat asses in the military when the commander in chief is morbidly obese, as Nancy Pelosi always points out. Moving along, the Financial Times has the following reporting. Donald Trump urged Volodymyr Zelensky to accept Russia's terms for ending its war in a volatile White House meeting on Friday, warning that Vladimir Putin had said he would, quote, destroy Ukraine if it did not agree. And then Christopher Miller retweets this, and he says, in a heated, curse-laden meeting, Trump told Zelensky at the White House that Putin told him the conflict was a, quote, special operation, not even a war, adding that the Ukrainian leader needed to cut a deal, quote, if he wants a war, he will destroy you. This is not the way allies behave.
No.
This is the way a compromised agent of Russia will behave. This is why he gets so upset and he goes on and on about people, quote, spying on his campaign. They weren't spying on you. It was an open investigation to your ties to our adversary. And the ties go back decades. They are deep, long, damaging. And at the end of the day, there is a reason that the president of the United States humiliated our country and humiliated our troops in Alaska. And it's because Putin's got the goods on him. It is a shakedown. It is the reverse Kanks. What Kanks does to all of these people, humiliates them, Putin does to him all the time. And the cowardice Republicans do not care about this country. They do not care about national security. They care about a man that has dementia and his personality disorders and his fragile ego. It's breathtaking.
Well, we just look at Lindsey Graham, who wasn't too long ago, within the last 3 months, made a declaration that Russia had kidnapped 1.6 Ukrainian children and made this big fuss about that. Okay, where is he on this issue now? He won't go against Putin. He won't go against
because Trump probably has the goods on Lindsey Graham.
Right.
It's through an escorts.
From the top.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's the thing. Like, we've got to dig into this. Why does Lindsey Graham, why is he so complicit in all of this? Well, everybody knows Lindsey Graham likes to frequent DC male escorts. And I'm sure that they've got the goods on him. Marco Rubio used to have moral clarity on this. And he showed up in Alaska and shook the hand of a murderous dictator. Had Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, any sitting U.S. Democratic senator done this, the Republicans would lose their minds, and justifiably so. But finally, what I started talking about a month ago about our allies not cooperating with the United States of America anymore is happening. Kylie popped this up. The Netherlands. Dutch intelligence suspends sharing arrangements with the United States after concluding that high-level intel was routinely being shared by the White House with their friends at the Kremlin. Dutch intelligence is smart. And I want to tell you all, in any other administration, this president is impeached. This is espionage. There would be trials. There would be charges for treason. And the capitulation of these cowardice Republicans, the capitulation of these industry titans, the capitulation of the Supreme Court will lead everybody down the road where United States economic dominance, military dominance is diminished entirely. This is the way our allies have got to start holding this corrupt administration to account, because apparently the Netherlands believe in democracy.
Right.
And little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson doesn't give a fuck, because all he cares about, two things: Grinder after hours, sucking Trump's dick during the day. That's what the Speaker of the House does.
Okay, just on this issue, it makes me sick when I see all these NATO leaders come to Trump and act like it's business as usual, because we know it's not business as usual. And even if you had this administration that wasn't purposefully leaking to the Kremlin, which I believe they are, I believe they have Russian assets in this administration, including the president. But they are so incompetent with their signal chats and their Venmo on public and all the shit they do. It's so even if you try to convince me, oh no, they're not doing it on purpose, they're sheer incompetence. And I believe every country.
It's intentional. It's intentional.
Right.
They are cooperating with the Kremlin on purpose. They are currying favor with Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin because they have compromising information on Kanks. Period. Full stop. This has been in the public record for well over a decade. And the national security Republicans and the fiscal conservatives just look the other way. And it is treasonous. Mm-hmm. And in any other administration, the fact that the Netherlands has found out, and other countries have too, probably,
sure.
And that the United States is sharing intelligence with the Kremlin our alleged adversary, is breathtaking. I want to remind you all, I think it's important to remember this. Russia is very weak right now. Their economy is weak. They have inflation out the wazoo. They have a fake elections. Their economy is in tatters. The military is completely diminished. And we're kissing the ass of this weakly positioned Russia because 70 something million Americans like a demented freak show named Kanks. Moving along, here's Kanks on Air Force One, and he has no idea what's going on in Palestine and Israel. Zero. Crickets. This is breathtaking. Listen to this clip.
Do you feel that Israel was justified with striking when it did?
Striking where?
In Gaza today and overnight?
I'd have to get back to you on that. I'd have to get back.
What is the next step?
Because we're going to be determined. You know, all of that's is under consideration right now. It's under review.
Okay. He doesn't know because he is a famous non-reader. They have tried to come up with ways to do briefings for him that are more Fox News style entertaining. He gets his information, his foreign policy, his polling, everything from Fox News. This guy is a fat ass TV addict that sits around with his thumbs on his cell phone, binge watching Fox News. And for the average American citizen, if you want to do that, swing for the fences. When it comes to the president of the United States, we need tough guys. We need hard workers. We need people that are interested in reading. We need people that take the advice of others. We need people that are surrounded by experts. But that's not what autocrats do. They surround themselves with weak sycophants. But something massive is happening, you guys. This guy, that video right there, that is weakness, and MAGA is sniffing it. They are the chum is in the water, and they are sniffing it out. And you're seeing fissures all over the place, right on the foothills of our fabulous No Kings rally, where you saw Americans of every different flavor come out and say, "Fuck fascist. We are Antifa. We are anti-fascist. Go fuck yourself. You want us? Come get us, fat asses." All right. And lastly, we have Trump lying about the protests. And everybody saw all of the videos. It's all over social media. It's all over the news. I even did a gander the day of to see if Fox News covered it, and they had it on there. And here he is trying to spin what I experienced. I went in New York, Pumps went in Houston, and millions of Americans came out in the largest single day protest. Never has there been a protest like this against a sitting American president. Play the clip.
What's your response to the protest?
Who are you with?
I'm with AP.
With AP?
What's your response to the protest over the weekend, the No Kings protests?
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco...
And by the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
Okay. Right after the rally, he posted a picture of himself with a crown and a video of himself dropping shit on American citizens. And those rallies are exactly what Americans look like. They might look a little different than his January 6th rally with all the white supremacists that beat up cops and took a shit in the Capitol and then got arrested and charged with felonies. And his, "Oh, I'm the law and order guy," his convicted felon ass then pardons him. Now he's pardoning other people. Now he's charging innocent people with crimes. The delusions of this administration, the propaganda of this administration is falling flat. He has a 37% approval rating, and I believe it is going to plummet more by the end of the year. We have to stay focused. We have to stay brave. We have to loudly and proudly proclaim we are anti-fascist. We are pro-America. We are pro the Constitution. We are pro the Bill of Rights. And the people who hate America are the people that bend over for Vladimir Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu, and billionaires.
I completely agree with that. A couple things about that, and I know we have to wrap, but he says he works his ass off. He's the laziest motherfucker that's ever been in the Oval Office. He plays golf more than he does anything. His schedule is always empty. And then he says the crowds were small. Well, that's a lie. That tells you he knows how big the crowds were. And then, of course, they have to be paid because it has to be transactional. And what I like to see, ask the reporter, where are you from? Why does it fucking matter? They're in the press pool. You answer questions, but he was going to berate them before he answered the question because at the end of the day, he's a bully. He is an overgrown, petulant bully, and he sucks.
I couldn't agree with you more, Pumps. He absolutely sucks. These guys are goobers. They're dorks. They're weaklings. They're terrified of late night comedians. They're terrified of Bad Bunny. They're scared of books. They're scared of drag queens. They're scared of Mexican people. They're scared of Black people. They're scared of white liberal women because they are pussies, and we're not giving our country to these bottom feeding, corrupt flea bags. All right. Subscribe to our channel, buy our book. The link is right below in the show notes. Pumps, that was such a good cat-like reaction. Cat-like reaction. And we'll see you all later.